Well, hello, folks. Here we go again. We are picking up our little group of kids jumping up and hugging each other. Oh, boy. It just looks like so much fun. Well, let's see then. So, once again, I know I have to say this every time, but I think it's important because we always have possibly new people. I'm working on a scene from a little short film that I'm doing right now. And this is a scene from that film. And I do these as real-time tutorials because I want you to see me working on something step by step, and I like to explain things as I'm working in the event that some of you may be making your own films and you would like to follow through. There's a series of tutorials here, and there's quite a few of these. So in order for you to follow through, say, from the beginning of this series, you might want to go back, look at some of the previous videos, and follow them. Each video is roughly just under 30 minutes, so really more or less close, not quite 30 minutes. Most of them are 22, 24 minutes, thereabouts. But I talk about what I'm doing, and I explain it in detail. I'm working in Rough Animator, by the way, and which is a very good user-friendly animation program if you're new to working digitally. This is a great program. It's very inexpensive. The desktop version is $10. The iPad version is $5. So, with that said, we shall move forward. So, let's see here. So, we've got, I think the last time I had basically I had worked out, I got Nora into her jump. And I also got Miguel into an anticipation to get up into this last pose, or that pose. And then I also got Jason into the pose that he's coming into. So I think what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to work Nora back up high. She's jumping up to here. So I think what we'll do here is we'll add a drawing in here. Whenever you hit add after, you're just adding a blank frame, and that blank frame will be held for the same number of frames that any previous frame you've done will be held. So if the previous frame is held 6 frames, in the case that's what I've got here, then that means that that frame will be held on the screen for 6 frames. But you can change it, if you need to. All right, so I'll have Nora jump up. I think what we'll do is have her legs completely down here. And I think, let's see, her arms are up, but I think what we'll do is when she jumps, let's see, so her arms are up when she's there. I guess what we could do here is we could have the arms kind of maybe a slight anticipation that they're going to go into an up position. Let's see. I'm just looking at Nora right now, so I think maybe actually, let's see, make it wider, eraser there. Let's see, maybe we'll have the arms kind of drag to get up into that position, like this maybe. Let's try that. So she's coming up. Yeah, she's jumping up. Well, probably, maybe, let's see. Maybe we need to get her up in the air more. Maybe also, too, maybe she's a bit big here. So let's see. Let's shrink her down a bit and move her up a bit. Let's see how that plays. Oh, that kind of feels good. I like that. Yeah. That's good. All right, then. So, okay. So then with Nora, what I'm going to do is grab the face from this last drawing here. And I'll copy that, go backwards one, and paste it. And then we'll move it down to where her face is here. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah. Let's see. I have to erase her down a bit. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Maybe we can have... Yeah. Maybe this. Now Nora's going to get covered up. See, you can tell. But see, even though she's going to get covered up, I still want to treat her as though she were out in the front, even though she's not. Just so that I can see how her body is working and how we want to follow through on her action. You see, we want to make sure that we get her action working, regardless of the fact that she's gonna be behind Lenny. You know, we still need to treat her like she's out front, just so that her action follows through properly. So, there we go. There we go. Because you have to do this in order to get your characters to be consistent from drawing to drawing. You do have to kind of treat them as though they were the only character on the screen. They're not, obviously, but, you know, in order for you to see what the characters are doing, you really do have to kind of treat them, each one individually. You have to give each one some love so that it plays. So, yeah. Alright, well that gives us a sense of where she is. Now we want to get Lenny in there because he's coming in on top of her. So he's just kind of coming straight up. So, let's see. So, what we'll do with Lenny is we'll grab Lenny. As best we can, of course. And we'll copy that, go backwards, and paste it. So now we want to have Lenny come up to get into that position. So he's going to take off, you see. So now what we've got to do here now is we're going to erase out all the areas where Lenny is overlapping Nora. And that can be a little tricky because, you know, it's a little tricky in here, yeah. But this is what we've got to do. Yeah, his hands are all, you know. So it's a little tricky to get him get her behind him. But that's what we're trying to do here. Let's see. And it's a little tricky because then, you know, you've also got other characters like Miguel is back there. You know. And it's tricky. So we got to be careful. Okay, that's there. That's Nora's body and stuff on the follow through on her. Let's see. There's the head coming through there. Okay, so let's see. So we got Lenny's head coming through here. Finish him off up here. And the mouth there. The nose here. There we go. Oh yeah, see you got his hand. Oh yeah, it really gets sticky in here because, yeah. So that's Lenny's hand, right? All this is his hand. You see how it overlaps. Wow. Yeah, it gets real. It gets messy because everybody's on one level. They're all on the same frame. So trying to separate them gets a little. It gets a little messy. I'm trying to see where one character starts and the other character stops. So, but you slow down and you work on it carefully and you try to decipher it. So let's see, there's Lenny's arm there, and that's going to be Nora's body there. Okay. There you go. Yeah. All right, so now let's see, we got to get we got to get Miguel in here. So, let's see, what's a good... So, well, Miguel's going to come up into there. So, so I would say we could grab him here. Let's see, where does he end? So does his... Oh, I see his arms are swinging back there. Well, here's a thought. I could grab his head here. Yeah. Because his head is in the clear right here. So I could grab his head. Copy that. Go to this new frame where he's going to be and paste it. Then I'm going to move it up to kind of where I think it's going to probably rest. So he's going to come up into this position, but he's going to probably settle up there. He won't. He's going to cushion into this pose. So maybe right about there. So now that I got his head there, see, then I can get his body in the right place by doing the same thing, where I have a body that's also in the clear. So let's see. So I'm erasing out Lenny's hand where it overlaps Miguel's face. All right, so then if I go backwards here, okay, so actually I want to get this body here of Miguel. So let me grab this body, just the body, you see. We'll copy that, go backwards one frame and paste it. So now we can position that body here. Yeah. I think that might be just what we want to do, I think. Yeah. And let's see. I think I'm right here. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think this body will fit perfectly in here, even in its extreme position, because Miguel is coming up off the ground on that foot, and then he's going to be in the air for a frame or two. So let's play this. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, because he's come up. Yeah, that makes sense. That works. Okay, good. Perfect. All right, so now same thing with Jason. Jason's there, and then Jason's is going to be there. Well, let's see. I think since Jason's going to come into this position, I think realistically we need to start to get Jason into this kind of position. So let's see what we'll do with this is we'll grab Jason here, because I think we might just be able to copy this. We might just be able to work with this copy of this drawing. And we'll get Jason in here. Copy his whole body and everything there, even though it's overlapping Miguel like crazy. And we'll go copy Go back a frame and paste. Then we want to bring this down in size because we're going to be getting Jason into that position, you see. Yeah, so, yeah. All right, so yeah, this is real nice and dicey erasing stuff. Lots of overlap with Jason because he's on the top. So we got to be real careful with our erasing here. But Jason's on top of everybody. So let's see. No, I think Miguel is in front of him here. So we're erasing. Oh yeah, and we're also erasing. Gosh, this is tricky. So we got, yeah, so crazy. So we got, let's see. I think I'm right here. But yeah, we got Jason on the top, but we also have Miguel on top of stuff too. Well, Miguel is on top of. Well, it looks like some parts he's on top of Jason somehow or another. Yeah, it's tricky business. Oh, let's see here. So let's see. There's that. Let's see. There's Miguel there. Foot. Okay. So I got that. So, okay, and then the fingers up here. Okay. All right. So let's play this. Oh yeah, there we go. That's working pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's see, we can speed this up now. So once again, every time we get more frames, I think we can bring the exposure down. So we'll make all these 4-frame holes. So we'll go 4 frames on each one of these. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think as you as you add, as you add poses, you can drop the frame rate down a little bit, and you're going to start to get a sort of a sense of timing, though it's not going to be accurate at all. You know, see, it's not accurate, but you know, you can see they're coming together movement-wise, and that's working, starting to work. So let's see. Maybe what we need here is, let's see. I say maybe what we need here is a drawing, say, between here and here. Between this drawing and our last drawing. So let's see. We'll add after here. And let's see. What are we trying to do here? Let's see. Well, I guess we could have. Well, let's see. We could do Lenny coming in here. So let's see. We could grab Lenny's head here. Well, we could grab his whole body, actually. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so he's... Yeah, okay, I see what he's got his whole arm around. Okay. So we grab all of Lenny and his head and all that stuff. And we'll go copy. And we'll go back with frame and go paste. So then Lenny is going to end up there, but we're going to move him just back a little bit just so that we got to get him into this position. So maybe, yeah, maybe we can cushion it. Let's see if he's Okay, he's going to be up to here. His head, yeah, let's see, maybe something like that. Let's see what we got here. Boom. So yeah, it looks like he kind of cushions when he gets. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's kind of good. All right. Well then, so let's see. How do I want to do that then? So, well, let's see. I got to get rid of. That's Jason's hand there, I think. That's probably Miguel's hand there. So I'm going to say maybe what we want to do here is have Lenny's hand be out, like he hasn't grabbed what he's going to finally grab yet, but his hand is open, like that. And then, yeah, figure that in there, see, like that. Nora's probably not got her hand on top of him just yet. So maybe we'll, yeah, forego that. And I don't know what Lenny's interacting with just yet here, so we'll leave that kind of open. And also, too, his hair is going to be affected by Nora scrunching it when she puts her hand down on him. So maybe his hair hasn't been scrunched up yet, you know. It's a frame away from that. Yeah. Just a frame out from that. Oh, that's right. He's got his other arm, too. We got to figure. So let's see. What was his arm? Okay. So, but we don't see the other arm there. So, I mean, it's going to be out here somewhere, I guess. Don't know where that's going to be. I'll just stick something out there, but we don't have a destination for it yet. So we'll just put something there. Figure out the destination in a minute. So let's see what we get here. Yeah, so he's kind of settling. Yeah, that's good. That's good. He's kind of starting to settle there. Yeah, that's not bad. So you see how I'm looking at each character. I'm sort of looking at each character's movement, but I'm sort of thinking in terms of like, okay, what's this character do? What does they do? Where are they coming from? Where are they going? You know. So this is a way you can handle multiple characters in the scene. You know, you might find as an animator sometimes on a job, you might have a scene where you have a lot of characters moving around, and you might have to follow each character separately in order to effectively place the character, what the character's doing. I recall seeing just recently Miyazaki, who does the great Japanese animated feature films, Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, that type of thing. He had a scene. He had a scene. I believe it was in. I'm not sure what film it was in. It was one of his later or more recent films, where he had this scene where it was a scene of like a crowd of people, and you basically were at a high angle looking down on all these people, and they were sort of running through the streets, and it was, I think there was a big fire or something, and everybody's doing something different, and it was treated. It was a scene like out of a live action movie where everybody was doing something unique. And wow, you know, we've seen this kind of thing before, but you don't usually see it in animation because it's just a tremendous amount of work. But that's what happened. And as I recall, I read something to the effect that they had an animator on it for like a year. I could be wrong about that. I'll have to go back and see if I can find that information. But I remember thinking, wow, when you see the scene, by the way, it's a lovely scene, absolutely gorgeously animated. But clearly the animator must have been an ordeal to have to follow every little character in the scene, because I'm going to say there could have easily have been 30 characters on the screen at once. And they're all moving at the same time. So it was really something. So anyway, this is not nearly as hard as that, but it's a similar idea. You're following through on characters to see like what's each character going to do. So, all right, good people. Well, hey, we've accomplished another scene, or we've accomplished another step. Hope you got something from it. I'll see you good people tomorrow. Thank God for your talents and gifts. And I'll see you tomorrow. And don't forget, Jesus is Lord.